Mangini here. You know what I like to do when I'm done doing the one-arm dumbbell press? I like to look at a Mangini rare baseball card. Now this card is so rare, there are only 2 copies in existence. One's at the Smithsonian and one is in the Mangini collection. Oh, I'm sorry, did I say the Smithsonian? Nobody would ever be foolish enough to nunchuck their way into the Smithsonian and grab a copy of this Mangini rare card for their museum. So I'm sorry, I stand corrected. There's only ever been 1 copy of this card, and it is now in the Mangini collection. This card is so rare, your mama's mama's mama has never even heard of it. That's right. Now time for a little Mangini rant. Back in the day, we called your mama's mama's mama your grandmama, and she would make you cakes and cookies and pastries and fudge and brownies. You get the idea. She would make you carbs back in the day when real men ate carbs. And let me tell you why we ate carbs. None of these mamby-pamby little keto nuggets. Put those in the bird cage to feed your birds. No, we ate like real men, and our grandmamas, they fed us like real men. They fed us pure carbs. Why? I'll tell you why. Because when we got out of bed in the morning, we started working. We didn't sit on our asses. We worked all day until the sun went down. And if needed, we worked through the nights, and we energized ourselves with carbs. All right, end of Mangini rant that you've come to know and love. Now here's the deal. This card is so rare, PSA and SGC combined have only ever graded -3 of them. Now you might say -3, how is that even possible? Well, let me tell you something, young whippersnapper, and that's what you are to me, a young whippersnapper. Unless you're like maybe vintage oddball cards Rick, then of course you're a distinguished gentleman that I look up to as my senior, or maybe Rocket Rick J18, or maybe a few other distinguished gentlemen. But the rest of you, I love you, but you're young whippersnappers, so sit down and learn a thing or two. That's right, population -3.
Okay, this is me impersonating Vintage Sanctuary, impersonating me. Gonna do some one-arm presses. I have a card so rare, it hasn't even been printed yet. From 1897. Adam, this is what I think of your precious PSA. That's right. Aw, you lost your hat. In the 80s, we had Rambo. In the 80s, we had cards that were actually made out of cardboard. In the 80s, this is how we used to flip cards. Even. You see your precious PSA up there? Vintage Sanctuary here, impersonating Mangini.